Welcome to the 5-Minute English Learning Podcast, your quick, no fluff guide to improving your English in just minutes a day. Subscribe now and make English a part of your daily life.
Have you ever wished you could talk to animals? Imagine understanding the chirping of birds or the meows of a cat. Our story today is about a girl who could do just that, talk to birds. It's called The Girl Who Could Talk to Birds.
I love stories about magical abilities. I'm already intrigued. Where does this story take place?
Our story unfolds in a small, peaceful village nestled beside a dense, ancient forest. Imagine a place where cottages with thatched roofs, those are roofs made of straw, are dotted amongst rolling green hills.
That sounds idyllic. Thatched roofs. It paints such a charming picture. So, this village is right next to a forest?
Exactly. This forest isn't just any forest. The villagers call it Whispering Woods, and it's known for its unusual, vibrant birds. Their songs are more complex, more varied, almost like, well, you'll see.
Whispering Woods. I wonder why they call it that. It sounds a bit mysterious, doesn't it? Are the villagers afraid of the forest?
Some are, some aren't. The forest is quite dense, meaning it's thick with trees and undergrowth, making it easy to get lost. But it's also where our main character, a young girl named Alara, feels most at home.
Alara, I like that name. So, she's not afraid of the forest, then?
Not at all. Alara spends most of her time exploring the woods, learning the secrets of the trees and the whispers of the wind rustling through the leaves. She's a curious and adventurous girl, unlike many of the other children in the village.
It sounds like she has a special connection to nature. I can't wait to hear what happens next. This whispering theme is really drawing me in.
One day, while Alara was walking through the forest, a small, brown bird with a bright red breast landed on her shoulder. It chirped at her, a quick, melodic sound. It was a robin, a very common bird in that area. Alara felt a strange warmth spread through her as she understood, somehow, that the robin was asking for help.
Asking for help? That's incredible. So, Alara could actually understand bird language? This is getting interesting. Chirped, by the way, means to make a short, high-pitched bird sound.
Exactly. Alara understood the robin. The bird's nest, high up in an oak tree, had fallen, and its babies were scattered on the ground. Scattered means spread out or thrown in different directions.
Oh no, the poor little baby birds. I wonder what Alara did. I imagine she was quite surprised, but also eager to help, right?
You're right. Alara carefully gathered the baby birds, which were chirping frantically. Frantically describes a state of panic or desperation. They were clearly scared.
It sounds like it. So, she picked them up? I hope they weren't hurt.
Yes, she gently picked them up. They seemed unharmed, thankfully. Then, with the robin chirping instructions, Alara started to rebuild the nest. She carefully wove together twigs and leaves, mimicking the original nest as closely as possible. Mimicking means copying or imitating.
That must have been a delicate task. I can picture her carefully weaving the twigs and leaves, trying to make it as comfortable and safe as possible for the baby birds. Did the robin help her?
The robin did help. It flew back and forth, bringing Alara soft moss and feathers for the lining of the nest. Lining, in this case, refers to the soft material inside the nest. It's like the blanket of a bird's home.
Ah, that's so sweet. Working together like a team. So, they managed to rebuild the nest? I'm eager to hear what happened to the baby birds.
With the robin's guidance, Alara managed to secure the rebuilt nest back in the branches of the oak tree. Secure means to fasten or make something safe and stable. It wasn't easy, but they did it.
That's wonderful. I bet Alara felt a real sense of accomplishment. And the robin must have been so relieved.
Absolutely. Then, very gently, Alara placed the baby birds back into their newly rebuilt home. The robin perched on the edge of the nest, chirping happily. It sounded like a song of thanks.
Perched means to sit or rest on something, especially a branch. I can just imagine that scene, the robin singing its thanks to Alara. What a heartwarming moment.
So, to quickly recap what's happened so far in our story, The Girl Who Could Talk to Birds. Lily, our main character, discovered she has this amazing ability to understand birds. They tell her secrets, warn her about dangers, and she even helps them out sometimes. It's quite magical, right?
Absolutely. And it's not just a fun little trick. This ability has already helped her save her village from a wildfire, remember? The birds warned her about the approaching fire, giving the villagers enough time to escape. That was a close call.
Exactly. It shows how powerful her gift is. But, of course, not everyone believes her. Some people think she's making it all up, which is a bit sad. They think she's just a fantastical child. Fantastical means imaginative and unrealistic, by the way.
Yes, and that leads us to where we left off. Lily overheard some villagers plotting to trap and cage the birds, believing they are pests that eat their crops. They see the birds as a nuisance, a bother, something that causes trouble.
A real problem for Lily, since she sees the birds as her friends and wants to protect them. She's in a tough spot, isn't she? Having to defend her feathered friends against the very people she lives with.
It's a classic conflict, right? The misunderstanding between humans and nature. And poor Lily is caught right in the middle. She's facing a real dilemma, a difficult situation where she has to choose between two undesirable options.
A real dilemma indeed. So, the big question is, what will Lily do next? How will she stop the villagers and save the birds? The story is really getting interesting. Intriguing is another good word for that, capturing your attention and making you want to know more.
It certainly is. The suspense is building, isn't it? Suspense is that feeling of excitement or anxiety you get when you're waiting to find out what happens next. It's what keeps us hooked on a good story.
And this is definitely a good story. So, are you ready to find out what Lily does? Let's continue with the next part of The Girl Who Could Talk to Birds. Last time, we left Alara standing at the edge of the Whispering Woods, remember? She was determined to find the Kingfisher King and ask for his help to save her village from the drought. She clutched the small, smooth river stone her grandmother had given her, a reminder of her purpose.
Yes, and she was feeling quite apprehensive, wasn't she? Apprehensive means anxious or worried about something that might happen. It's a good word to describe that nervous feeling in your stomach.
Exactly. She knew the woods were said to be enchanted, full of strange magic. But her village's fate rested on her shoulders, a heavy burden for a young girl.
That's a good phrase to learn. A heavy burden. It means a difficult responsibility or problem. Like carrying something very heavy, it can weigh you down.
Alara took a deep breath and stepped into the shadows of the trees. The air immediately felt cooler, damper. The word damp means slightly wet, like the air in a forest or a basement.
And the light filtering through the leaves created an ethereal glow. Ethereal describes something delicate and otherworldly, almost like a dream.
As she walked deeper, a small robin landed on a branch in front of her. It tilted its head, as if studying her. Alara remembered her grandmother's words. Be respectful, be kind, and they will listen.
She spoke to the robin, her voice soft and clear. Little robin, she said, can you tell me the way to the Kingfisher King? And the robin, to her amazement, chirped a reply.
Now, another good phrase here is, to her amazement. We use it to express surprise, like when something unexpected happens. We could also say, to her surprise, which has the same meaning.
The robin fluttered its wings and then flew off into the deeper part of the wood. Alara, trusting in the bird's guidance, followed. The path wound through thickets and over fallen logs.
A thicket, by the way, is a dense group of bushes or trees. It's a word you often hear in stories about forests and jungles.
The robin would occasionally land and wait for her, ensuring she didn't lose her way. It was a peculiar sight, a young girl being guided by a small bird. Peculiar means unusual or strange, something that stands out as different.
This peculiar journey went on for what felt like hours. The forest grew denser, the air thicker with the scent of pine and damp earth.
Finally, they arrived at a clearing. In the center, a magnificent waterfall cascaded into a crystal-clear pool. And perched on a branch overlooking the water, was a bird unlike any Alara had ever seen.
Its feathers shimmered with every color imaginable. This was the Kingfisher King. Okay, so, let's quickly recap the story of Anya, the girl who could talk to birds. Remember, she lived in a small village nestled beside a dark, mysterious forest. Nestled means situated comfortably, like a bird in its nest. This forest was known for its unusual quiet. No birdsong ever filled the air.
Exactly. Anya, a curious and adventurous girl, unlike the other villagers who were afraid of the forest, felt drawn to it. One day, she ventured into the woods and discovered the reason for the silence. A lonely, giant owl, ostracized, which means excluded, because of its size, had cast a spell of silence on the other birds.
The owl, feeling misunderstood and lonely, had used its magic to silence everyone else. Anya, with her unique ability, could understand the owl's sadness. Unique means one of a kind, something special that no one else has. She realized the owl wasn't bad, just lonely.
Anya then bravely talked to the owl, convincing it that being different wasn't a bad thing. She explained that the other birds might be afraid, but they could also be curious and want to be friends. Convincing someone means persuading them, helping them to see your point of view.
Anya's courage and kindness touched the owl's heart. Touched, in this sense, means deeply affected emotionally. The owl realized its mistake and lifted the spell. Remember, lifted here means removed, like lifting a heavy object.
The forest, once silent, erupted in beautiful birdsong. The other birds, initially hesitant, eventually accepted the giant owl. They learned that differences are not something to fear, but something to celebrate. The whole forest became a more vibrant and harmonious place.
And Anya, the girl who could talk to birds, became a hero in her village. They learned from her that kindness and understanding can overcome fear and loneliness. They also learned the importance of accepting everyone, no matter how different they might seem.
So, that's the story in a nutshell. In a nutshell means summarized briefly. Anya's compassion and communication skills helped create a beautiful transformation in the forest and her community. Remember, compassion means caring about others' suffering and wanting to help them.
A fantastic story showing the power of understanding and acceptance. We hope you enjoyed it and learned some new vocabulary along the way. Thanks for listening to English Boost. Remember, practice a little every day and you'll see big results. See you in the next episode.